Blue, everybody. Michigan's making moves next on Michigan Wolverines Live.
You guys should check out the Michigan Wolverine Live. They're out here doing great things, doing great podcasts, great live shows. They're really just doing their thing, help them blow up.
Help them blow up. That's right, folks. Thanks, everybody, for coming on to Michigan Wolverines Live. My name's John Diadamo. Today is Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. And believe it or not, it's our 157th show. You can follow me on Twix at John Diadamo. And I do encourage everybody to hit that like button and share this out with a friend. And we're going to bring on my good friend, co-host of this show, TJ in the house. TJ, welcome back. Go Blue. Big week with College Football 25 coming. I know everybody's been, doing that in between other things and going on dynasties. So I took a pause from my UMass dynasty road to glory to get this show rolling. So it's a great week.
Wait. You did road. What position are you? Are you doing road to glory?
Quarterback. All right,
man. You got to keep us updated to get the Heisman or how it's going. I want week-to-week updates moving forward. See, unfortunately, I didn't get the upgraded what is it? I don't even know, the $100 version of the game, so I got to wait till Friday before I get to play it.
Yeah, it's a fun one, man. It's a good time, and so we've been waiting 14 years, And look, I had low expectations given playing Madden over the years, but fair credit. They clearly got some people that are very passionate about college football over there.
Oh yeah. No, I mean we're hitting on the game later in the show, right?
Absolutely, we are.
All right, yeah. Then I'll save some of my questions. So I got some questions for you.
Okay, I'll be ready, but we do want to, obviously, as we always do, encourage everybody. TJ, Kenneth Grant's getting closer.
Bro, Kenneth Grant is making progress right now. We are 740 away, and it's thanks to all of you. Appreciate every single one of you subscribing to the channel, helping us get there. I mean, we were like, I don't know, 1,700 away not that long ago, to be honest. I remember we were just 1,000 away, so we are making great progress. Kenneth Grant is on his way to Ryan Day. And we couldn't be happier. And for any, we got a bunch of new subscribers, John. We have a bunch of new viewers. And for anyone who's not familiar with the Kenneth Grant OSU Chase Down Tracker, essentially, Ohio State is the second largest channel in the network. That's unacceptable. We are the third largest channel in the network, which is also unacceptable. And as we all know, Ohio State should never be above Michigan in anything, not even Uno, not even chess, not even debate club. So there's not a damn thing Ohio State should ever be above us in, and especially not on the Voice of College Football Network. So we are working to get ahead of them. And then after we surpass Ohio State, we have another surprise. I'll keep that under wraps for now, but we're definitely going to be taking aim at Miami because that's some bullshit. Why is Miami number one in the network? I don't know. And that shouldn't be the standard either.
Yeah, I don't get it. Look, I know that they had two shows for a while with different co-hosts on each one. So, they've been pushing this for a while, but look, we've got the intel, we've got the content. Let's do it.
They can't even fill their stadium, and yet they have the largest channel in the network. That's unbelievable. Whatever, I'm not mad. I mean, it's good for the network. It's good for the network, but we are.
You know how it is with Miami dropping those bags. I mean, we see it on the recruiting pictures. So,
absolutely, man. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get there. We're gonna get there.
So you've been making some noise, and so have we in general on the various On3s and elsewhere. We've been making some waves because we have a couple of big announcements, and I'm thrilled to announce that thanks in part to our boy Moose. So everybody emoji Moose in the chat. Andrew Marsh is coming on the show next Tuesday with you and me, TJ. I'm freaking pumped, man.
Oh yeah, man. Major get for the channel. If anyone missed our Micah Capana interview, you saw the intro. So we had an interview with Micah Capana. Andrew Marsh will be our second interview, player interview, well, prospect interview, really. Yeah, we're thrilled, man. I mean, I couldn't be. Yeah, when we got the news, man, I was pretty stoked. I was like, hell yeah, let's get it. Big time recruit from Michigan. He's looking to make a decision sometime in August. So to get him on now, to get his perspective on things will be good. And not only that, get him familiar with you guys in the community. So yeah, I mean, it should be a great time, man.
I'm thrilled. And look, he's obviously a really important target for Michigan, and will elevate the pass game tremendously. And I'm very excited. Yeah, I think one thing that sometimes people don't get to the chance to do is actually put on a player's cleats for a minute and like really get a sense for what it's like to be at the university, to get recruited. Or really just understanding these guys' stories. And so with Micah, that was really awesome to be able to do that, and excited to do it with Marsh as well. So next Tuesday, mark it on the calendar. Andrew Marsh is coming by Michigan Wolverines Live.
Yep. Oh yeah, man. Perfect timing too. And after that, obviously we're going to do a recruiting segment. We'll get to it. But we'll definitely hit on the barbecue at the big house next week more and more. I'll hit on that also in the recruiting segment a little bit. But yeah, next week's gonna be a jam-packed show. Stay tuned for that. Shout out to Detective Loki. Thank you for becoming a member to the Michigan football community. Greatly appreciate it. We are almost at 50 members in 1 month. Woo! That is what we're doing right now. So shout out to the community. Like I've said many times, we have the best community in the Voice of College Football Network. We appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are all been coming through, and Detective Loki, welcome to the club, man. We appreciate it.
Detective Loki, you'll see your name under the Those Who Stay tier. Detective Loki is a Those Who Stay member. Nice. Those Who Stay will be champions, as we know, and that's our tier that gets you access to our monthly hangout, which we'll work on getting a poll out to see when people can make that, but. We've already posted an ask if anybody wants to share their gamer tag for college football. We could start like a little community there and play with each other on College Football 25. So we've got a members only post where we're going to do that, but we'll have our monthly member hangout for those who stay and up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no. So just stay tuned to the community. All of our members definitely stay tuned to our community posts, because that's how we're able to communicate with you guys. So be on the lookout for that in the coming days. For that.
And thank you, Justin, for he was waiting all day for the show, and so I appreciate that. I've been waiting all day for this too, in meetings and everything else. I'm just thinking to myself, going to be doing Michigan Live in a little bit here. So I kept this from your video. I love this. So Phil, the 100 meter speedster, Phillip, the real Flash Wright the third, commits to Michigan. What a great get. I understand, people are going to come at us for star ranking, but here's the thing, folks. When you're going on visits to Georgia, Baylor, those are two. We just learned that Baylor just got Taz Williams. Probably threw a bag their way. So this is a big deal, TJ.
Yeah, no, and I'd also throw LSU on there. LSU's been coming at him hard recently. So I mean, yeah, this is a big get, and his loyalty to Michigan really showed. LSU was coming on very strongly. I know EJ Holland put out a warning recently. Or maybe it was Sam Webb, I can't remember. But one of them put out a warning that LSU, be on the lookout for LSU. Well, LSU came a lot harder, a lot quicker. So as you can see in the tape here, we have a player that will play the wide position. He can stretch the defense. He can definitely take it, take it to the top. Make the defense play honest. When you have a power run game like we run, when you have a speedster like this, the defense has to respect that. So, as we've all talked about, and it's been talked about a lot, I've been paying attention to a lot of different communities now bringing this up. Kirk Campbell's vision is to expand the playbook. Well, this is the type of player that can do that, not because it makes you more versatile. It gives you the opportunity to have a power run game with an aggressive air attack. So, this kid's a stud, man. I mean, the speed shows on tape. There's no question about that. He's just a dynamic player. I mean, he's a legitimate threat on the field. He's an X factor, and it's great to have him in the class. You pair him up with Jacob Washington, who we have, and then also we are projecting here Andrew Marsh potentially in the class, and then we were also going to talk about some other receivers in the recruiting segment. Yeah, man, this is big time. It's good. I mean, it's a good get. You know, I know the rankings don't necessarily show it, but again, we're film watchers here, bro. Like, the rankings are one thing, and you do want to have the higher level players, but at the end of the day, watch the tape. Tell me you don't want Phillip Wright on your team. Of course you do.
Well, Georgia wanted them. They know a thing or two about elite talent. LSU, and you mentioned the tidbit that LSU was pushing really hard, and
they will. They're going to be a problem.
They will continue. They will continue to do it. Yeah.
Right. Correct.
I like him in the Y. I agree with that. You know, you have your dynamic X. You've got your slot. You need your slot guy who might also in the Michigan offense run some of the the end around type stuff, the reverses. That player tends to do that. So you've seen some of that in this film. That he's very versatile, right? He can execute not just the passing concepts, but can be utilized in a run or a very short yardage or like a lateral type thing. So I think you need somebody like that who can play a lot of different roles on the team.
Yeah, he's a faster Samaj Morgan. Is what he is. He's a Xavier Worthy type player, but we'll see if he can reach that ceiling. So he has the potential. We're going to find out though. He's just got to put the work in, and then he's going to be, he puts the work in, he's going to be a problem on Saturdays for Michigan.
I'm with you there. And let's see here. We've got Myles is 6'3", 215. Let's see. Wright. Okay, Wright 4'32", 40 looks like. I think this is the best. Wright is going to be a problem for which way, Moose? Are you talking problem for for other teams? Because I would agree with you there for sure. So he was a good get. And I'm gonna back off Ron Bellamy a little bit, because I gotta say he's been pulling his weight, and if what we understand continues to happen, he will continue to pull his weight. Knock on wood, in the coming weeks. So I just found some. There we go.
Yeah. Well, listen. I think we all need to be a little more honest about the reality of Michigan recruiting prior to the NIL evolvement, its evolution at Michigan, because now that we are now a player in this space, and we're going to talk more about this in this, as the segment continues, Bellany can play ball. And when you can play ball with these type of exotic cars, these Ferraris, right? That's what I call them. I call wide receivers and running backs Ferraris. Like, these are your luxury, high-end, exotic vehicles. These are expensive, assets. So the reality is, now that we can play ball, we are now in the game, and we are going to talk about right here, this topic right here. We're going to talk about.
I mean, you brought it perfectly, so might as well.
Yeah. So we're going to hit on this right here. So it's funny, John, because I put out a tweet on Friday, I think it was, where I was like, "There's smoke." Now, the reason why I put that exact GIF out is because I received a text. So I sent a text to my guy, and I said, "Hey, is there any truth to this Derek Meadows rumor that's going around?" And only thing he sent to me was the exact GIF I put on social media, which is there's smoke. So what has occurred was, and I reached out to him, I talked to him further about it. What has occurred is Michigan made a power play with Derek Meadows. Okay, so they got into the recruitment. Sharon Moore and Ron Bellamy and Kirk Campbell, they got into this recruitment. They offered and we talked about this. If anyone's watched our show, I know we have a bunch of new viewers. I told you guys about 3 weeks ago, Michigan is getting extremely aggressive with its top targets. I was not bullshitting, and this is evident. Every single thing that we're bringing to the table, you guys are seeing unfold right in front of you. There's nothing we have not been on top of. I've taken one hard L, which was Marco Jones, but outside of that, I've been hitting for average. So what we have here is Michigan is not only with Babalola, which we will talk about in the next topic, but with these top end wide receivers, these elite 5-star type receivers, they are now getting in. And I've always said that. And now here's something I have said that I'm gonna have to step back from. I said Michigan will not be highest bidder. Well, guess what? On Friday they threw a number out there that was pretty damn aggressive, and it made Derek Meadows have second guesses. Okay, So here's how it's going down now. Derek Meadows is going to make an announcement on Saturday. Now, I do know there are people who believe he's going to be going to Notre Dame. They think he's now. I'm just going to say this, my guy, and I'm not. This isn't. I don't know, but my guy thinks it's LSU. Okay, so that's where I know there's other people in the industry who think it's going to be Notre Dame. So I don't know. Michigan made a move. They gave him something to think about. I will say this though, Michigan's not out of it. It's not that they're out of it. It's just as it stands today. And I got word yesterday that LSU seems to be the leader. So I don't know what the word is today. I don't know today's what it is because this shit changes, quickly. But as it stands, I have my call right now. If I had to call it, I'd say LSU is going to get Derek Meadows. But the good news is this, and this is why well, actually, no, it has to do with Andrew Babalola. So I put out another tweet, which we'll get into, that got a lot of calls. It was hilarious. I mean, it was just so funny to watch that unfold because we'll get into it. But regardless, Michigan made a move. This is serious. And the fact that Michigan's now a player in this type of aggressive space, because as you guys know, we're at 16 commits. There's only about 9 spots left in the class. So right now, the top players are being taken off the board. We're in a situation where it's musical chairs. Teams are getting more aggressive. Offers are getting higher. And it's just good to see for the first time in the NIL era, Michigan is a player. So for me, that tells me, that shows me a lot as someone who's paid attention to recruiting for Michigan for a long time, to see them actually be a competitive player in the top talents like this. We're talking 5-star talents. That's serious, man. That shows great evolution by Michigan. So hats off to Michigan. However this goes, who gives a shit? The good news is this. Michigan's going to be in these types of battles now, and that's what everybody wants. Everyone, because we're talking about recruiting. Michigan right now is ranked 10th and ranked 10th by 247. Everybody really wants a top 5 class. Well, the fact that they're trying to get in these types of recruiting battles shows that they have a willingness to also become a top 5 class. So it's just good to see, man. And then, John, I'll let you talk on it, and then I'll hit on Jerome Myles next.
Yeah. First of all, hey, Doreen. Doreen mentioning both of us, TJ. So yes.
Oh no, we're BFFs now. Yeah, we're BFFs
we appreciate
now.
Membership. I think we're up to now 4 Buckeyes that are members. So that's very exciting. Just shows that our show even crosses rivalries because of the content that you guys are putting out. And so I guess from based on kind of what I was hearing from some folks in a couple of group chats here, some others that are it does seem like LSU is going to get it. Just based on look, they're going to have Bryce Underwood. Their offense is the issue that
right.
And Olesh, by the way, Olesh's dad had the same issue. Is that the pass ratio is lower than at a place like LSU, and even Notre Dame has Deuce Knight. So so I think that from an NIL perspective, love that we're getting in these, and I think it's a harbinger for next year because right now I don't think we're getting this recruit. But what's interesting is that because we're willing to play ball. And we're willing to play ball and actually start outbidding people if we think that the talent's good enough. Then if Jerome Moore and Kurt Campbell adjust, and if Antoine's listening, I'm not saying turn into Ohio State. I'm not saying turn into USC, pass air raid happy. But what I am saying is if you get to 47% pass, which is what Georgia's at, I think you're going to start seeing some of these players actually move to pull the trigger on Michigan. And I think that's the only thing that's been holding some of these guys back now because it's not NIL anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, look, I still think LSU may, look, at the end of the day, I do believe LSU has a bigger bag than Michigan. But what I do know is the fact that listen, on Friday, he was going to LSU, guys. That's where Derek Meadows, he was not going to Notre Dame on Friday. He was going to LSU on Friday. Michigan made a move, which is why if you saw what I posted on social media, I said Michigan's making moves with more than 1 commit. There's another commit we're going to talk about after Myles that they're making a heavy move with. I'm not bullshitting on the things I'm throwing out there. There's a reason why I'm throwing out what I'm throwing out there. And I'll get into some of the tweets because one of my tweets got completely misinterpreted, but we'll get into that. But let's hit on Jerome Myles. So Jerome Myles is the other Ferrari prospect that we're after. And This kid's big time. Okay, now we all call Phillip Wright the real Flash, but the reality is this kid's faster than Phillip Wright. Phillip Wright runs a 10.4 600 meter. This kid runs a 10.3 600 meter, and he's a true X. Okay, this is a true X wide receiver. Your big body type. He was formerly committed to Ole Miss. He decommitted from Ole Miss. And right now we're looking at like a Utah Michigan battle. The good news is this though. He's going to be coming to Michigan for Barbecue at the Big House. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, Barbecue at the Big House is a major event that always gets commits. I'm not locking anything in here or anything like that. But what I'm saying is if there's an event for him to come to, this is the one, outside of like an Ohio State game or Victor's Weekend. It's really the three biggest recruiting things for Michigan are Victor's Weekend, Barbecue at the Big House, and the Ohio State game. Those are like the three biggest events for all recruits. Although the Texas game is going to be big this year too, which we'll talk about also later in the segment. But the point being is this Barbecue at the Big House weekend is going to have so many elite talents. All of our quarterbacks from Carter Smith to Brady Hart, and then even QB1 for 2027, not committed yet, Trey Taylor. Michigan is in a great position to make a move for Jerome Myles. And here's what I do know. Again, NIL, Michigan's being aggressive. So that's where we are with that. Michigan is being aggressive with all their top targets right now. We know this. We've been on top of this for weeks, and this is no exception. So Michigan's making a play because here's the reality. So here's the breakdown of the wide receiver class. We have Jacob Washington. We have Phillip Wright. We are projecting Andrew Marsh to be in the class. That's a projection. He is obviously not committed yet, but we like the way that looks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we obviously have the potential to get Jerome Myles. Now, here's the thing. Jerome Myles plays the same position as Jacob Washington. So we'll see what that means. We'll see if Jacob Washington hasn't, obviously we'll see if that's good money, if it's okay. But at the end of the day, Michigan was looking to have 3 wide receivers in the class. For a player who's elite like Jerome Myles or Derek Meadows, they are willing to go to 4. Okay. So look, Michigan's doing what they need to do to make sure they have the best talent possible in the class. And it's great. It's great to freaking see because guys, they just evolved, as you know, in April. Well, a little bit before April, but essentially April is when it started getting the ball rolling. We got Nate Marshall. So great to see, man. Michigan's really taking strides in recruiting. And so not only are we elite on the field, we're becoming elite in recruiting. We're getting there. Like I told you guys, we've had a lot of talks. I told you guys every month Michigan's getting better and better. Just stay patient and let them do it because they know. They are aware of where they are. They want to get better, and they're doing it. You're seeing it now. Now it's about landing some of these big fish, and we'll talk about that with the next recruit that's coming up next.
Yes, and I have a great transition for that. So we got a couple of very talented people in the chat. Justin Adams, who hosts Nebraska Cornhuskers Live right before this show. He's in here. If you look at all the graphics that all over from our new Twix account to all the shows, that's because of this guy, and he's been killing it. So so watch his Nebraska show and just keep tuned with what he's doing. The other talented person, we've got Ivan Drago in here from Rocky 4, and he's saying what's up. And the reason I bring that up is because you can't have Ivan Drago without Balboa. So I know it's Babalola, but so Michigan is trying to get Babalola to move up his decision dates. TJ, talk to us about that.
Yeah, they are, and we've had that. We have told you guys that for the last few weeks that Michigan. Listen, Andrew Babalola was initially looking to commit end of August. Michigan has been, and we told you guys about 2 weeks ago about the virtual that they had and how aggressive that Michigan was pursuing Andrew Babalola, as well as path to playing time, in terms of development, all of that. Myles Hitton's on top, making sure, he's contacting them because he was a transfer from Stanford. They are aggressive. Actually, Andrew Babalola was the one where we broke the news that Michigan was going, and Shamar Earls. He went to Georgia though, unfortunately, but we told you guys they are turning the heat up. They are all in. If you guys remember, we had the whole thing about being all in. Well, Andrew Babalola is one of those they are all in on, and Michigan is trying to get him to move up his commitment. There is some buzz that he is going, and this is so I put out a tweet on what was it? Was it yesterday maybe? Of my guy sipping the tea, bro. And the reason why I threw that out there is because there is some smoke that he's going to make a public announcement of a moved up commitment. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I also put in the comments, someone asked me, are you going to put a lock in? I said, I'm close. And what is going to make me put a lock in is if he does move it up, because the only reason why he's moving up his commitment is because of Michigan's pursuing of that. So if he makes a public announcement of him moving up that commitment, I will make a lock that Andrew Babalola is going to come to Michigan. We'll see. I'm not going to do it until he does make a public announcement, but it's good to see that Michigan was pursuing this, and we are getting word, or some I don't. It seems to be trending that it's going to happen. So if that does happen, that's big time. That's a big deal for Michigan. And then also there was another tweet where somebody was posted on my and the reason why I'm doing this because we got a lot of buzz. I realized I made the message boards on a few of these sites. That was pretty interesting, and just to observe it all, and also these people who are not familiar with our channel or familiar with how we do things. And listen, I put out there that one of my guys on the social media was like, well, I know TJ is not going to say nothing about it, so I'm just going to sit here and chill. And so all I did was say Tuesday, because we have a Tuesday show, so I'm going to talk about it on Tuesday. I wasn't saying nothing was going to happen on Tuesday. I was saying we got a Tuesday show. I'll get into it then, because that's the whole point of the freaking channel, right? So anyways, long story short, that's the deal. All the new viewers, if you guys want to know, if I put something on Twitter, I put something on social media, I'm typically just going with the trends and the vibes and the feel of certain recruitments. And then I will go into greater detail on our show, because this is how we do our business. This is what we do. So yeah, but anyways, long story short, man, Babalola, it's trending well. Michigan's been aggressive. I do feel optimistic. I know a lot of people feel like it's neck and neck. Listen, there's some people on Rivals, national people, who believe Michigan's got the lead. I think we have the lead. I think we have the lead right now. So if we can get him to move up that commitment date, then I feel really good about it. Really, really good about it. But we'll see. Until he goes public with it, I'm just going to be in observation mode. But it's, again, good to see the progress being made.
So I agree with you. And, it's rare to get a 5-star talent who's not concerned with the bag.
Right.
He's concerned, and his family is extremely concerned with, or has as the top priority, academics, right? So this is the rare 5-star Michigan recruit that, despite, I know, the NIL being in flux for this offseason, this is a recruit that Michigan could get right now, right? Because Michigan, who had 2 out of the last 3 Joe Moore Awards? Michigan. Whose O-line won the Natty last year? Michigan. Who went 15-0, one of only 4 teams to do it in the modern era? Michigan. And which team went 3-9 the last 3 years?
Stanford.
So look, I give them the edge in academics. Absolutely. Anybody who doesn't, you would have to be completely just not knowledgeable on where things stand. But it's not like Michigan's a slouch academically either.
Right. The number one public university in the world.
Number one public university in the world. And so eventually you have to look at Michigan putting in all these NFL talents versus Stanford. Playoff appearances. How many playoff appearances does Stanford have? So I'm just saying, if performance is at all a thing, it does seem like they're playing that up in the discussions. Babalola has been talking with Myles Hinton about, okay, what was it like to transfer, to transition from Stanford to Michigan? What was that experience like? So I love the fact that those conversations are happening, because it means he's thinking about it. And he's thinking about it to the point where some are even saying now that, and you're saying, Michigan's ahead. I think I'd put it 55-45 Michigan right now. And if he pushes up the decision date, then it becomes that TJ lock.
You mean 51-49, but yeah, I hear you. Yeah, if he moves that announcement up, that's big time, because he wasn't going to. Michigan's pushing that. That's a Michigan strategy right now. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we're gonna listen. I'm in observation mode on that. We'll see if they can do it. I mean, I'll tell you right now, if they can land Babalola, if they can get Jerome Myles and Babalola, holy shit, what a big get for Michigan. We'll find out. I mean, they are in it. They are in the battle right now. It's good to see. We have another commit next, John, that we're going to hit on. Big DJ Sanders, if we could pull that up.
Absolutely. Before we do, though, I do want to just mention we have a tradition here at Voice of College Football that when somebody is a first-time viewer, we say, welcome to the Voice of College Football. It's a Mark Rogers tradition. Drago is a first-time viewer. Welcome. If anybody else is a first-time viewer, we'll do it for you too if you'd like. But thank you for giving us a shot. Feel free to hit the like button if you decide you like the content. I hope you do, because we do our best here to give you the insight and analysis that you can't find elsewhere. So with all that said, DJ Sanders, we got an update.
Yeah, DJ Sanders, big defensive tackle. This is one of their main targets right now for defensive line. So with DJ Sanders, they tried to get him up for barbecue at the big house. He's not coming up for barbecue at the big house. So if he's going, so right now we're battling the Texas schools right now between A&M and Texas University, obviously. That's our battle. He's from Texas, so that's why it's a hard pull. He is going to visit for the Texas game, though, because it's at home. So if there's a game to bring him to, that's the one, and he plans on coming for that. So we're going to find out, and hopefully, so here's where I'm at with the DJ Sanders recruitment. Essentially, if he waits to commit anywhere, if he makes it for the visit, then that's all we can ask for. If we can get him back on campus with his family, and if we can beat Texas, which, listen, if anyone, I know there's a lot of new viewers here. Last week we did a Texas versus Michigan preview with one of our affiliates in the network with Matt Miller, he heads the Texas, the Voice of Texas, the Voice of College Football channel for our network. Yep. And we did a breakdown with him. And I mean, when it comes down to it, I feel good about that game. I think Michigan's can win that game. I like us being at home. So I think it'd be a great opportunity for Michigan to showcase Michigan football to DJ Sanders, who's a Texas boy. So, it's a great opportunity for Michigan. We'll see where it goes. But that's the update on that recruitment as it stands today.
So when I talked to Zach Marshall, which at this point was like almost a year ago, it's kind of crazy, but he was saying how when he was recruited, the one thing that he remembers vividly is they took him out to the big house. And they just walked him out there and they said, imagine you're playing on the biggest stage in front of 110,000 people on big noon kickoff, like every other week practically. Yes, Texas is also a big stage. Nobody's arguing that, but they have been kind of mid until very recently. They had their playoff appearance, and yeah, we're going to face a pretty strong team. But I agree with you. If Michigan can actually beat Texas in the game, which I put it at, I think it's very possible, given after we did our breakdown. So that would be massive. I think for swinging him over.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't hurt, right? So we'll see what happens when we play the game or we play the Texas game. And, we'll have an update, obviously, when that happens. And, we'll see where it goes. All we can ask for is him to just, come on a visit and Michigan get another opportunity to try and seal the deal.
Absolutely. And I love that they're playing, what was it? A couple of months ago when I was expressing my displeasure. But I was like, I wish we could play more offense. Well, now Michigan's playing offense in big ways and taking big swings on some of these recruits. So, Desmond, welcome to the Voice of College Football. We have a whole bunch of super chats that are recruiting related. So before we move away from recruiting, let's hit these. Justin, $2. Thank you for always being here and donating. Let's see if we can get Phillip Wright on the show. Hey.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. We'll definitely we'll see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, there's been discussions about getting all kinds of people on the show, and we are in the very beginning stages of catapulting this thing. So I think we have it's very anything's possible. Another 2. Let's see, Lamar Morgan land kids from Louisiana. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Ron Bellamy's doing the damn thing right now in Louisiana.
Yep.
Obviously we got Jasper Parker from Louisiana. We got, Phillip Wright from Louisiana, Jacob Washington from Louisiana. We'll see if we, hey, it's becoming a pipeline. and that's great because that's a good state to have a little pipeline with. So we'll see what the boys can do with that.
Very true, Justin. We appreciate you. Nick. Yeah, so give Meadows all the strippers he desires. Look, if that's what it takes, whatever it takes, man.
Do what you got to do. No shame in the game, bro. In recruiting, there's no shame in the game.
Go Blue, Nick. Blue Wolverine, friend of the program, YouTube member. Mark, let me get that winged helmet. We'll pass that message along. I think you mean the winged helmet on. So Mark, you know this. Mark has the backdrop with all the little the mini helmets. So I think that's what Blue's talking about.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Micah. Go Blue, Micah. That's Blue Wolverine's son.
Absolutely. 2 more from Justin. Damn, love it. Coach Campbell had a great game plan at Old Dominion. He used the talent he had the best ways that he could.
Right. Yeah. Listen, Coach Campbell is he's definitely a fast riser. He's definitely an up and comer. Listen, every quarterback who has discussions with Kirk Campbell says he's just has an elite mind. QB coaches talk to him and just say his mind's next level. So, we're in good hands there. Jim Harbaugh did a great job of identifying Kirk Campbell and getting him into the quarterback position. And then and we saw the progress with JJ. JJ was a better quarterback. So I'm real interested to see what he can do with Alex Orji and what we got this year.
Yeah, in the one game that I know he play called, which was the first game of last season, I believe, you could tell his influence. There was definitely more passing. JJ was really able to flex a little bit, which we really hadn't seen. It definitely comes and goes, and so that game reminded me of the Hawaii game when JJ officially beat out Cade, because he was just slinging that rock, and Campbell really enabled him. Of course, he's quarterback centric. He's going to call plays to spotlight JJ McCarthy, and I have confidence that he'll be able to figure out with Alex Orji or whoever. Hopefully, Alex Orji is my vote, but that he'll be able to play to his strengths.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be the biggest battle in fall camp, and we're definitely going to be all over that one. So we'll see what intel leaks from camp, and hopefully whoever wins. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit if it's Jack Tuttle. Just give me the best quarterback, and let's win some damn football games.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. And hey, Justin has a recruiting related super chat here. We need to get Iwasu Boateng on campus for the Michigan versus Texas game as well.
That's the next step for Michigan. They got to get him back on campus for a game. I expect that to happen because he's not shutting his recruitment down. He'll probably narrow his list down to 3 at some point. I don't know. He hasn't made that announcement, so I'm just assuming, but it's typically the next step. And then after that, he should be probably taking visits again. And then hopefully Michigan can knock it out the park. And Michigan does a great job on game day visits. So we'll see, man. That's another big recruitment that Michigan's in on. It'll be interesting to see if they seem to turn up the heat there as well, because they're turning up the heat at other positions right now. So we'll see. We'll definitely be all, as soon as, we get some information on that, we'll definitely bring it to the channel.
And if you want to get information, not just on Michigan, but on a lot of our teams that are in the Voice of College Football network, if you're following the Voice of College Football Twix account, the VOCFB, you're seeing some lists, some best helmets in college football, best lots of things, coaches, top 25 that actually make sense, and all of that is content that you can check out if you follow the VOCFB, which is our rebranded Voice of College Football Twix account. Check that out so you can get tapped in to not just what I just mentioned, but you get the daily rundown of all the must-see TV shows that are going to be airing that day, which I love. So so that's great.
There's all.
It's like Inception.
Yeah, you get a bunch of stats like this. Yeah, we got a bunch of stats like this on here. Yeah, definitely building the Twitter account. If anyone's a fan of the Voice of College Football, please give this a follow. These are my rankings I threw out earlier, but a bunch of analysts are doing rankings. We promote a bunch of shows on the network. We also put breaking news on here. So if anyone's a fan of college football as a whole, give the Voice of College Football a follow and help us build the network. Because like we've told you guys, we're not only building the channel, we're building a network, and each and every one of you is helping us climb the mountain, and we cannot thank you enough. So please, if you do have a Twitter, give us a follow and help us grow. We appreciate it.
ZZM, we did just mention top 25 that actually makes sense. And yes, people who don't understand how Mark does his criteria might get triggered by some of the list, but you have to remember that Mark heavily weights his list on current performance and on strength of resume. And so that's why sometimes like Michigan will start unranked or will start really low. And then, of course, by the end of the season, Michigan won the title. They were number one. So it's all about like he heavily weights performance and strength of schedule compared to a lot of the other lists that are out there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think he does a good job with it.
Absolutely. So you may be noticing in chat that a lot of people have these badges. And we've been highlighting almost everybody that we've highlighted today has a badge. And what that means is that they are paying for a YouTube, they are supporting us with a YouTube membership at the Michigan Football Voice of College Football channel, starting as low as just $2.99. We have 3 tiers. We have Leaders and Best at $2.99, which gets you the emojis and your name at the bottom here. At $4.99, you also get access to our monthly member hangout. And we'll make sure to priority respond to your comments, priority respond to messages on screen when we can. And then, of course, the Connor Stalions espionage team at $9.99, which also gets you an added voice, kind of like a suggestion box that we're going to start sending out of like, what content you want to see, what people do you want to see. That's really the level where you can have more of a voice in, really contributing to what the show looks like, and put something in the suggestion box. So 3 different tiers, and we thank all of these. Look at all these people. This is beyond my wildest dreams for what I thought was going to happen with this, and I'm so pleased. I never thought we'd have 4 Buckeyes, TJ, and 4. Yeah, I think
that's cool.
The other 46 are Wolverine Nation. I'm pretty sure. Or almost all of them. So thank you, Wolverine Nation. Thank you to the entire community for supporting us with the memberships.
Yeah, definitely. The memberships have taken off a little faster than we anticipated. Look, the channel's growing faster than we anticipated. We actually broke our goal. We had a goal for the start of the year. We've already surpassed our subscriber count. So we appreciate everybody subscribing. Listen, and as I've said, anyone who's watched us long enough, they know where we are today is not where we're going. This channel is only going to get better. It's only going to evolve. So we appreciate everyone being a part of it.
It's true. And so in addition to that, on Mark's behalf, we're going to remind people that it is Prime Day today and tomorrow. So if you partake in that in any way on Amazon, feel free to use the Amazon link in any video that we have on the Voice of College Football Network, because it supports the network. So if you're planning to get that PS5 or you're planning to get that Xbox Series, whatever, for the College Football 25, that conversation is happening a lot. Like, oh, I have to get a console because it's not on PC. Which one am I going to get? Well, you can take advantage of Prime Day and use the Mark Rogers Voice of College Football Amazon link. And speaking of that, why don't we get right to that topic? College Football 25 came out. For those who have the deluxe edition, you could download it at 4 p.m. Eastern yesterday. You could start playing it. So I think I started at like 5 or so, 6, in case anybody is watching from. I started after work hours. Of course. And so look, this was obviously like a huge deal because it's the first college football game in 11 years. And now college football players can partake in the revenue. So I think that's pretty huge, is that they can actually partake in in the revenue, and obviously a lot of the stuff that was in the last game is in this game. Still working out some of the mechanics, still working some of that out. But I think that overall, so far so good with
I've seen
college
some people
football
complain
25.
I've seen some people complain about like the tackling in open fields pretty difficult. Also that, essentially that, they got this new like passing mechanic that can be difficult, and then kicking is apparently hard as hell. So I've yet to play. I don't get my game till Friday. But these are the complaints I've seen. But most people, all in all, say it's like a 9 out of 10 game, maybe a 10 out of 10 game. People love it. It shows the traditions. The graphics are fantastic. It's just a really good game with depth, which is what a lot of people are saying. It's not your Madden retread. It's essentially its own game in itself, but it has like a lot of depth and dynamic to it. So, and of course, Michigan's going to win that game. Let's not forget that. Looking forward to that week 2 matchup. But yeah, I mean, it's here, man. The game is here. We're going to have. It's a good time to bring this up, John. We are going to have content from the game on the channel. We are working on that. We have a gamer. We have a gamer we are consulting with right now on the best way to do that. So we're going to figure that out for you guys and bring some content to the channel, as well as our Twitch channel. For those who don't know, we have a Twitch channel. We're going to be doing more with that channel. We're just trying to figure out what is the best approach. And if you do have a Twitch channel, give us a follow at the Twitch channel because once we get to 50 followers, we can do more with that channel. So we'll see what we can do there. But yeah, no, the game looks great, man. I'm excited to play it. And also warning to everyone watching, if I happen to not miss some shows in the next month leading up to fall camp, it's because I'm busy winning, national championships and making sure Ohio State never wins again. So I think we can all understand my sacrifice. I'm doing it for the greater good of Michigan because, as you know, it's always FOSU. So I'm just doing it for the team, guys. I'm taking one for the team. I might step away for a little bit, but it's just we got work to do. We got to recruit these kids. We got to give them McDonald's bags. We got to make it happen. So it's a 24/7 job, 360. 24/7, 365 around here, right?
It is, and yeah, I've played a couple of the games in quick play mode, the instant action, including this one here, which I put together for Farris's channel as we're testing this out. So you can see here that I actually really like the interface for choosing play calls. I think it's better than it was before. Everything makes sense. Also, what makes sense is Alex Orji getting a deep shot right there. I love that because I do think he can. He didn't get it there, but he did. We made it. Oh, what's that?
You got to catch the ball, bro. Hit your hands. Come on. Catch the ball.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good pass there. What you'll notice is that Colston Loveland and even one of the Buckeye podcasts talked about this as they were playing against Michigan. Colston Loveland is basically cheat code in this game because of his size, his height, and the fact that the playbook has him you like doing some exposition. So he's being utilized in the exposition in some of these. So he's pretty much automatic with the ball when he has it. He just got a completion there. So yeah, play with Michigan when you get the game, and definitely you'll notice that Colston Loveland is fun to throw to, and yeah, so Donovan Edwards, you may have seen some of his content as well. He's been on Twitch playing the game with some gamers, some like streamers, and there's your touchdown there with Donovan Edwards. So that's all I'm going to show there. Had to end on the Donovan Edwards touchdown, but he's also one of the cover athletes of this game. So I'm sure he'll get a cut from that too.
Yeah, and Michigan has 3 players that are the number 1 player at their position, in Will Johnson and Colston Loveland and Mason Graham. So I mean, look, Michigan's well represented. I do think, when looking at the overall rankings, I think Michigan should be a little bit higher defensively than they are, but it is what it is there. Obviously we know how that goes, with the game ratings. But here's the good news too. These ratings evolve as the season progresses. They're going to update them week to week. So we'll see what Michigan can do, and it's up to Michigan to kind of show the world what the deal is again. And we'll see what, hey, if Michigan can go on another run, beat Texas, imagine what the ratings will be then. So you update your rosters. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this game. I am trying to figure out how the hell am I going to do this channel, continue doing stuff for the network, as well as making time for this game and having some type of normal life. So we'll figure it out. The channel might sacrifice a little bit, but I'll try not to let it. We'll see what happens though.
A couple of questions here. How is Mullings running? So they're mostly utilizing him just automatically as a backup guy. So if there's an I formation, he's usually in, or a Maryland I, he's usually in. And then he's utilized in like short yardage stuff and gadget stuff a little bit. So they're sprinkling him in by default. Obviously, you could just choose Mullings as the starting running back too if you want to. Hell, you could start Donovan Edwards probably as a quarterback if you really wanted to. So, I mean, anything's possible. But we do have a super chat here as well.
Cabana is the fastest player on Michigan's roster, which is which is a show favorite, by the way. We're big fans of Cole Cabana, hoping he gets some opportunity this year. But he is the fastest player on the roster. So if you guys want a little speedster, Donovan Edwards might, he might get a little thirsty. He might need a breather. If you want to throw a fast running back there, you got Cole Cabana. So, Michigan has tons of options, tons of weapons. They should be, really fun to play with. I'm getting a little bit I'm not getting FOMO, but like I'm like that guy looking out the window watching everybody else play the game right now. Just kind of like, oh, not yet. Couple more days.
Justin with the twofer. So let's see John or TJ play the Don. Hey,
the Don. I don't know, man. The Don's like, he's kicking ass and taking names right now on those sticks, bro. Like he really knows how to, do work. So I don't know if I want to play the Don. I might get embarrassed playing the Don, but yeah, no, I mean, that'd be a sweet experience. I mean, obviously he's busy. He's got fall camp coming up, but hey, if we could make it happen, why not? Why not?
Yeah,
Justin.
He's like winning games against people way more talented than me.
He's known to not be that good, but even so, I mean,
yeah,
he probably. Listen, I haven't played. I stepped away from Madden like 5 years ago because it's garbage, and then I stopped playing NCAA some time ago too because for me, I can only do it for so long. But once I get back into it, we'll see what we can do. I used to be pretty good at the game, but listen, I know kids people are so involved with these games now. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to get back into it and see where I'm at.
So we've got in addition to the video game, there's some other news that has come out from from Chris Ballas and some others have echoed what he said. But Chris Ballas has reported that in the fall, to a smart TV near you, the Connor Stalions documentary is going to be coming out. And so a couple of quick points about what we know so far about the Connor Stalions documentary. Apparently it's going to be pretty positive toward Michigan, which is good to hear. So, that was something that people were asking about. And it's going to really cover his life. So it'll cover, from humble beginnings. Maybe it'll cover the manifesto and how he came to Michigan. I really hope it covers the manifesto. And writers are going to be on there offering their facts and opinions into Signgate. Apparently Stalions did in the documentary deny advanced scouting.
Yep.
So he is probably he consulted heavily with his lawyers before he did the documentary. So he denied advanced scouting. But that's it's going to be very exciting. First we had Michigan Wolverines All or Nothing, and now we've got the Connor Stalions documentary. Are you gonna be tuned into this one, TJ?
Hell yeah, I am definitely watching this documentary. It's gonna be. I know. Like Connor Stalions is a bit polarizing, not only for the rival fans. It's real polarizing for the rival fans, but even within the fan base, some people are like they hate him, and some people are like, oh, he's an American hero. Like, listen, I'm not mad at Connor Stalions. Listen, college football is a dirty game. I'm aware of a lot of dirty things that happen in college football. Michigan was not the only, listen, we don't got to get into it, but listen, a lot of teams do a lot of things in gray areas and push envelopes, okay? And we all know about money being thrown at players since the 60s. All right. So let's get out of here with this morality bullshit. But anyways, at the end of the day, yes, I'm looking forward to this documentary. I'm interested. It's very interesting to me, though, that they're going to release this documentary, even though the notice of allegations has not even been released yet. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, it has to be okay. My guy, Blue Wolverine, putting in work there. Yeah. Hey, we do not hate Connor Stalions. I'll just leave it there. We do not hate Connor Stalions. We respect anyone who writes a Michigan manifesto. That means they give a shit about the program. He just wanted what was best. And sometimes, you can be a little aggressive with things. But, the documentary is going to be interesting. And, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, when that thing is going to get so many views from, like, fans, Ohio State fans, Michigan State fans, like, it's going to be such a, when that thing drops, man, everyone's going to be on top of that documentary.
We've got to get erect the statue right next to get Connor up there with his headset and his notepad and look, I mean he became like a cult hero. Like now he's hanging out with Dave Portnoy and doing stuff with Barstool. So I mean it's become like a cult status.
Speaking of an interview, bro, we should I don't know. Maybe send a DM to my guy, Connor Stalions. Let's see what we can make happen. Bro.
Hey, that would be it. That you want to talk about big J journalism? That would be it right there. We could really, not just him though. I mean, a lot of people surrounding that. We've been talking about that offline. So when we talked earlier.
There's one we're gonna go after for sure, but we'll see. We'll see what's up.
No man knows the future, as Harbaugh says. But we've got some names thrown around.
Yeah.
And Farris. Obviously our regular analyst and host of Smash the Numbers, Farris Khan. I want to wish him and his wife. Both of us want to wish him a happy anniversary. He was able to meet man of the people, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh wasn't in the Delta Sky Club. He wasn't in a private jet. He was hanging out with the common folk and taking selfies with Farris here and talking to Farris this weekend.
Yep. So our boy Farris, part of the network, does a Smash the Numbers segment. He's on our Tuesday show as a contributor. And he's not here today because he has some family obligations he has to take care of. But my guy was hanging out with Harbaugh, and he did report that Coach Harbaugh was sitting and coach with the everyday man. And as we know, Coach Harbaugh he mows his own lawn. He does not pay for a lawn service. He feeds his own chickens. Even though he got rid of the chickens, unfortunately. I don't know if he has new ones out in Cali, but yeah, man. I mean, Jim is as advertised by everyone who says so, and we have another indication of that being so, because this guy makes $18 million a year and is sitting and coach with every common man in the Plains. So very interesting and very cool for Farris to meet Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. So, that had to be, and there were some others in the message boards and stuff that reported, hey, I was at DTW and I saw Harbaugh too. So, he was making some appearances. He was eating some Subway. Again, man of the people. He goes to Walmart. He eats at Subway. 18 million a year, and God love him. So,
that's a Michigan man, bro.
Absolutely, and even Doreen, Buckeye perspective, saying nice things about Harbaugh here. And happy anniversary, Farris and Mrs. Farris. Cold cut sub. Yes, absolutely. So that's a fun one. Folks, I think both of us, we just want to look that everybody who's had anything to do with this show, whether it's hit the like button, subscribe so we can get a little closer to Ohio, super chat, YouTube memberships, whatever you're able to do. It's so appreciated. And I love the fact now, TJ, that like more than half of our chat is YouTube members. Like the badges, it's like a wall of badges.
I know. Dude, I was looking at it. I'm just like the emojis and the badges. It's really cool to see. I mean, we have, it's just, hey, the community's grown. We have a hell of a community. Listen, I tell everybody in the network, we have the best community in the network. I brag about it. We have the best moderators as well. And I'm going to get to the point. We're not there yet, but I'm going to get to the point where we may have the best community in all of Michigan content. Everyone creating content. We'll see though. We're getting there. It's getting strong. I mean, we're already touching 50 members in just a month, a little over a month. So yeah, absolutely, man. It's great to see.
And on top of everything else, TJ, on top of Andrew Marsh, on top of the intel, on top of everything that we're working on, you've got a call-in show coming up with a friend of the program, Maze Madman.
Yep. So next Thursday, 8 p.m., anyone who's new to the channel, and obviously everyone who's been with the channel, as you know, on Thursday, 8 p.m., we have a call-in show. I like to bring special guests on. We've had a few different special guests. Our next special guest is Maze Madman. Looking forward to that. He's definitely, an ally in the community. So should be a great show. It'll be interesting to see if anything pops off between now and Thursday. And also hearing from the community. That's what's so great about it. We get to hear from you guys. We get to talk ball, all topic, open topic. If you guys want to talk about shit, we had a Notre Dame call. John, you actually joined me last Thursday. We had a Notre Dame caller call us. We have had Ohio State fans call us. We've had good conversation. They are rational, objective Ohio State fans, and we're just talking ball, man. So it's good. It's really enjoyable. So check us out Thursday at 8 p.m. Should be a great show.
I'll be tuned in. You talking with Maze Madman about recruiting is going to be must watch television this week. I think you guys could go hours. So I'm excited to listen into that.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
We do have a couple more. We have a couple more super chats and membership things. So Justin with the $5, every Big Ten team's fans will watch the documentary. It's going to go worldwide. The Stalions,
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Buckeye fans who are really all about the hammer and all that bullshit, and they really believe that the only reason why Ohio State's not dominant is because of this shit. They're gonna go nuts, bro. I don't know if they can handle it, bro. I think we might need some people watching over these these Buckeyes who are just they're on the edge already. They're on the verge of breaking down, dude. If they don't win in November, if this documentary comes out and they don't win in November, for the betterment of society, we need people watching these Buckeyes who are on the verge of mental breakdowns because they're going through it, man. I mean, I think we all see it. Some of these Buckeyes are they're having a tough time right now.
Yeah. It's tough. The last 3 years haven't gone their way. A lot of digs about physicality, but I also think, when your head coach says we're going to hang 100, you're kind of opening yourself up to it a little bit. You know what I mean? You could have done the Jonathan Smith. I mean, to his credit, he hasn't said a damn word since he took over Michigan State. And I love it because that's okay, this is a legitimate coach now. And so, they kind of open themselves up a little bit with the hang 100.
Absolutely. But look, I mean, let's be real. They were owning our ass for a long time. So when you, just we are talking shit now and we can, they had as annoying as much as it sucked, they had rights to talk shit to us. So they owned us for some time. It's our time now. And as we have some Buckeyes in the comments, that's right. November, it's going down November, and we'll see who can, we'll see. May the best team win at the end of the day. And if you guys win, listen, we'll give you your damn flowers as long as no refs pull no bullshit on 4th and 1s. But outside of that, may the best team win. And if you guys win, you guys win. If we win, we'll enjoy another year and a new head coach. That's all.
And there's going to be so much content and crossover content with the Ohio State channel and Mark and some of the people that they have over there. And I can't wait to talk to some of them as we get closer to the game. It's going to be lit in here.
Oh, for sure. Especially because the Ohio State and Michigan communities are probably the strongest in the network. So it'll be a little. We'll have our battles with the communities. It'll be a good time. And then Detective Loki, my guy. Thank you.
Ooh. Not only joining himself to become a YouTube member, but also gifting a username. So username, welcome to the Those Who Stay tier. You've been gifted the Those Who Stay tier for a month, which means you'll get access as well to our monthly hangout at that tier.
Yeah.
So Detective Loki, way to go there, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you for not only being a part of the community, but adding to the community. It's a big help. We appreciate that.
Thank you for that. And we'll be adding username to the ticker in just a second here. Nick with another $1.99 for us. He is predicting U of M 48, Ohio 24, Orji and Edwards rush for 400 yards.
Hey, people are talking, bro. People are, and Nick's calling a shot right now. Is he wrong? Is he right? He might be right. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. Before I make my prediction, I want to see how Michigan looks against Fresno State. Okay. Let's get a, once I get a game in, then I'll have or two games. I'll have enough data points, I think, to start making.
I need more than Fresno State to, I need more than week one.
Yeah.
Fresno State just lost their head coach, by the way. So anyone who's unfamiliar, Tedford just stepped down due to health reasons for Fresno State, which we play them week one. So that'll be interesting. All their players are now transfer portal available now. So that'll be interesting to see if they lose anybody. We'll find out. But yeah, that's something to watch. It's really interesting that occurred. But for me, and I'll just say this, we'll get an idea about by week 3, week 4. Obviously, week 2 is going to be a big one for Michigan. Ohio State has an extremely light non-conference this year. We had one last year, so I'm not going to talk no smack. But, listen, for me, when it comes to Ohio State, I'm looking at 2 things. Trench play, is it improved? Is it more physical? And then Will Howard. What's the deal? Is he better than McCord? We'll find out. So those will be the big things for me when it comes to scouting Ohio State. And then Michigan, what is our quarterback situation? How are we looking? I think everything's going to translate. My biggest question is quarterback play.
Yeah. I think that both teams have a huge question mark at quarterback. Alex Orji is a bit more of a question mark right this second because we've at least seen that Will Howard can get to the 50s and very low 60s of completion percentage. We still don't know where Orji is going to land. We've been talking 62% is the magic number. But both of them are question marks and great skill position players around them on both teams. So it's really going to come down to who can really orchestrate, who can conduct the orchestra out of those two. Alex Orji, who's put in time against Ohio State, put in time against Alabama, put in time against Washington, put in a couple of years now in the Michigan program, or is it going to be Will Howard, who seems to be very much a game manager type? And I don't mean that derogatory. I just mean that he manages the game. He's great at short, medium pass. He's great at handoffs. And it could go either way there, but he was about to get benched at Kansas State. So there's knocks on both of them, and there's strengths with both of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, for me, who can lead the huddle and who can make, we got to get first downs. Who can move the damn chains consistently? That's going to be the thing for Michigan. It's going to be, I'm going to tell you, man, it's going to be intense to watch. I do believe Orji can do it. I do have my concerns about Jack Tuttle, but guess what? As I said earlier in the show, I don't care who wins the job. Just win me some damn football games. May the best man win. I am leaning Orji, but at the end of the day, if it's Davis Warren, it does not matter. The best man, whoever is the best man for the job, lead us to victory. That's all that matters for Michigan.
Yeah. Like we talk about often, iron sharpens iron. So I think it's it's a meritocracy. It's a true meritocracy at Michigan. We don't listen to helicopter parents. We don't listen to, outside noise. And so I think it's possible. My apologies, by the way, to who was it? Troy, I believe. I will add you to the ticker. So my bad on that. I think I've got one other to add as well.
If anybody is missing from the ticker, let us know. No apologies, Troy. Appreciate you being a member of the community. No one should be missing from the ticker at all. So we appreciate you guys being a part of the community. You know, and also we're on social media. Like if you, a way to contact us is via the Twitter. You know, hey, John, maybe you pull up our socials right now. So this way, if anyone needs to reach out and their members, reach out to us there. But as also we got the community tab, pay attention to the community tab for hangouts and things and any other updates. So, you know, just stay tuned. And I assure you, if anything if there's an issue with anything regarding memberships, we got you. Just reach out to us.
Yep. So now we've added Ralph and Troy. Both I noticed were missing, and both are there now. And I'll take another look at it after the show. But
I think we got another one gifted.
Oh shit! Look at this. Justin gift, man. Yep. Our community rocks, man.
Yeah,
it really
Justin's
does.
Good to us, man. Justin's really good to us. So a lot of you are good to us. I don't want to leave anyone out, but obviously Justin's you know, he's Oprah tonight, bro. You get a membership. He's looking out. Appreciate it. You know, our guy Loki also looking out tonight. Thank you guys for helping build the community. We appreciate it. So shout out to Justin again. Justin's always coming through.
Very true. So let's see who got gifted this time. Let me take a look here.
How do you see
so that? Ralph. Oh, that's Ralph. That was the Ralph one. Okay, great. Okay. So yeah, Ralph Wolf got gifted. I noticed he was missing. That's because he just got added. So Ralph, congratulations on being a gifted membership. And you get access to all of the badge and emoji and monthly hangout for this month. And then if you'd like to re-up on your own, we would appreciate that. But you'll get a 30 days to check it out. So we appreciate that. Okay, with all that said, I think it's time for final thoughts and where can people find you. But we had to address all the generosity of the community, so we had to make sure we did that. But what's kind of your last take for us?
Well, one of my takes is my guy Loki gave my really good friend a membership. My best friend Greg, he got a membership, so shout out to my boy Greg. So that's cool. But last thoughts, listen, you can get me on the socials at TJ_Ronin. Get at me on there, building the community over there. Had a big jump in following over the weekend. Appreciate that. We'll continue bringing as much content as we possibly can for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know we had a bunch of new viewers tonight. Hope it was entertaining for everybody. That's our goal. Our goal is to maintain a standard and remain objective and neutral from a Michigan perspective. So we're there for that. And then lastly, look at Michigan doing the damn thing on the recruiting trail. Let's see what they can do. Let's keep our ears open and our eyes open. See what they, see if anything comes up with the Babalola thing, because I think that's kind of hot right now. And yeah, man, Thursday show, 8 p.m. I got Maze Madman joining me. Hope everyone can join us. And hey, John, another great show, man.
Appreciate you and all your takes, and just remind everybody where they can find you on X and on various socials.
Yeah, so as you can see at the bottom of the background here, TJ_Ronin. That's where I'm at. I will be building. Actually, I'll wait on that. I got something I'll drop probably in a week or two that I'll make public. But yeah, so if you want to follow me on there, that's where I'm at. Other than that, you can always catch me here at Michigan Football, at the voice of college football.
And you can catch me at John D'Adamo, and you'll see a little bit more content from me as we figure out our college football 25 schedule and who's going to play when and on what channel and everything else. I'm happy to give my copy of the game to the cause, and but I also know we're going to be engaging with some other talent and personalities to do that too. So sure, there's going to be lots of opportunities to play, and feel free to drop your gamer tag. I'm OneScoopJohn623. It's a little bit of a throwback to my old username before I used my name on here. So check that out, and let's play.
Yeah. All right, John.
All right.
Yep.
Until next time, everybody, go blue, and we'll see you Thursday night for the call-in show.